Well, here's to hoping that the weather's looking quite fine and dandy, whichever part of the country you are watching us from. And thank you so much for joining us. Right now, it's time for us to chat to a very well-known South African. Of course, you might know him as the goofy but hapless Wikus van der Merwe, a role that shot actor Sharlto Copley to Hollywood fame in District 9. Now, he's gone on to star in other hits like Elysium, Maleficent, and Chappie, and he's now joining us via Skype to chat about his new movie releasing in South Africa today called Snow Queen 2. Thank you so much for joining us, brother man. Now, let's quickly talk about your character. I believe the name is Orm, and this is the hero from the first movie of Snow Queen, and he returns in the sequel as the plucky story spinner who has some lessons to learn. Tell me about the challenges that you had to face in this installment of the movie.
This is a beautiful story, and it's really why I wanted to do it, was because of the story because of the adventure that this character goes through. The challenge, I suppose, the biggest challenge is himself and his wanting to be important and great and special. You know, it's almost like that. I think is a very innate human trait. Everyone wants to feel valued and loved and important to other people, and he wants to be really great, and he lies. and it's kind of like actors, really. He pretends he's something he isn't, and has to face the consequences of his imagination running away with itself.
We know you're playing the lovable underdog character in this gritty live-action film scenario, but tell me about the approach that you took in playing an animated character and having to express yourself through your voice. How interesting was that?
I was very excited to do animation. I love doing accents and characters, and so I jumped at this opportunity. And what I did was I got to see what the character looked like before I did the voices. They had already finalized the character, and he has this huge troll-like nose. So I was trying to find a voice for him, and one of the things I did was I got a swimming nose plug where you block your nose, and so whenever I was doing his voice in the booth, I had my nose blocked with this plug, and it's in an American accent, but I do this, and it was great fun, and I love voice work. I love characterization, and it was a very special experience. I will definitely do a lot more of it. It was fantastic fun.
And I mean, it's fair enough that you say that, because look at your body of work. It is very evident that you are a character actor, right?
Yeah, I like to have fun with the roles, and just I don't take it too seriously.
And that's what we enjoy the most, man. I've got to ask you this, of course, as I believe you're still a proud South African, even though you're overseas executing great work. What's one of Mzansi's things that you miss the most while you're overseas? What do you miss the most about South Africa?
You know, I get asked that question a lot, and in the early days, it was always like the foods and biltong and Mrs. Ball's chutney or whatever. But I can honestly say now, and I don't know if you can call this an Mzansi thing, but honest to God, I miss South African banking. That's a sentence I never thought I'd say, but American banks, they still use checks. You still sign checks for people, and you have to take your check sometimes and cash it at the bank. It's unbelievable. I truly am proud of South Africa's financial sector, I just have to say. I regularly talk about how much easier it would be if I was in South Africa when I'm doing banking.
Dude, I'm not quite sure that many South Africans would have ever given the same answer.
I know, and I promise you it's true. I promise you it's true.
Wow, South African banking. Okay, but of course you're a very busy man out there in Hollywood. You're acting, you're producing, you're directing. Give us a bit of a teaser of what we can expect and look forward to coming from you in the coming months.
I have a couple of films coming out. So I think in South Africa there's still The Hollers, which is with John Krasinski, Anna Kendrick, Charlie Day, a bunch of Josh Groban, who's become a good friend, and we had a great time making that film. It was something very different for me. It's like a family comedy set in kind of middle America. And then Free Fire, which was Martin Scorsese, and it's with Brie Larson and Armie Hammer and myself, which we shot in Brighton, which was amazing. And then I just did, earlier this year, I did a movie with Charlize which still doesn't have a name, and that's kind of a dark comedy. And yeah, then I've taken a break and I've been working on my own. I've been holed up writing, and I'm going to be directing my own film next year that I'm in. So yeah, hopefully I get to keep working.
Dude, we certainly hope so too. It sounds very exciting in your world right now, and I believe that you also did an American awards show promo with Charlize somewhere there, just not long after District 9, right?
Yes, Vickers and Charlize.
Listen, man, it's great to see you doing the great work that you're doing. And, of course, the mixing of South African talents is something that we really love seeing on our screens, man.
Yeah. And I think the thing with the Snow Queen film is really, I think it's a movie for children, clearly. But one of the reasons I wanted to do it was that it's a film that I could finally take my nephews to. My brother's got 3 boys, and I've never been able to take them to any of my films. And I think there's such a beautiful message in it about facing yourself and facing the truth, really, and the truth setting you free. And I think as much as it's a kid's animation, there's a lot of messages in there for the adults as well.
So, but I guess, man, if you got that recipe of blending a movie and making it for both kids and adults, then it's the perfect movie, right?
Yeah. Maybe some of our politicians can take their kids.
Oh, watch out. You might just have your visa revoked, brother. No, I'm joking. Listen, thank you so much to Sharlto Copley, who joins us. And, of course, The Snow Queen 2 is being released nationwide in South Africa today. So go out there and support one of our Mzansi local superstars. Check it out and let us know what you think as well. But stay tuned to your Friday edition of your Feel Good Breakfast show. Still lots more to come, including music from the city.